Hi, welcome! I'm the DIY Swede. So glad that over 1,000 people have seen each of my first 2 e-bike videos. Hopefully some of you got inspired. And if you stumble upon this video and it's the first time you see this, I urge you to go look for part 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Because the frame didn't have a standard mounting bracket for disc brakes. I had to prepare a universal mounting bracket. That had to be in a fixed place, so the adjustability in the back had to go. That's why I welded the back end, and the adjustability has been placed in a motor mount. Because of the weight saving, I cut this out because it wasn't needed, and it's not going to be seen anyway because it's going to be covered in carbon fiber and so on. Time for some cleaning. Swish whoosh, that's the way to do it. Because I just started welding steel, I felt that I wanted someone else to weld my aluminium for the back rim. Because no one wanted to take on the work of building my rim, I searched for someone to weld after my instructions. Meanwhile, I started cutting this part of aluminium that I had laying around in the back of my tiny workshop. Some time ago I talked to a colleague of mine about this project. And he said he had a brother who might be able to help me weld aluminium. So yes, finally I had some luck in this department. So I called him, and he was a real nice guy. And he said I had to know what aluminium I had, otherwise it might crack or be hard to weld. So giddy up! So I had to scrap the old one and get a new sheet of aluminium that I knew what compound or sort it was, and start all over again. So I went to Bromma Stål in Sweden. Bromma Stål. So this is part of my field trip. It wasn't a robbery, but it wasn't free either. Actually, it was quite okay. I say I have a dream of a bigger workshop, so please someday in the future, hopefully I get some bigger, not this tiny, small, I don't know, piece of. But on the other hand, I'm glad to have a workshop at home. Not many of us have. Here I'm about to cut out the inner part where the tire is resting on. It's 10 centimeters in width and the whole diameter of the wheel. So I think it was 58 centimeter in diameter I think it was 184 if I don't remember wrong. So I will cut this. This time I'm not using a jigsaw because it wasn't that good. It was crooked as something. Yes, I use this. I think it's called overhand cutter. In Sweden it's called överhandsfräs, but I'm not sure what's the correct word in English. So if you know, please leave a comment below. Doesn't look so good, but actually the final result was quite impressive. I used some lubrications. 556. Don't know if you have that in other parts of the world. I don't know what it's called. W40, I think it's called in other part of the world. But it works pretty fine for me. What? Did anyone say foggy? Or quite hard to see? Yes, the final result is not the best, but I'm quite happy after some sanding and filing. Now this 10 centimeter wide aluminium strip had to be bent in a circle around, so it'd be nice circular form for the outside of the rim. So I started building a bending machine for aluminium. The brother of my colleague, he thought he had time about in 2 or 3 weeks. So hopefully I have time to router out the outer rings and weld them together in about 2 or 3 weeks, if it goes as planned. So hopefully it will be continued in part 6.